Welcome to a video from dishlifestyle.com. This video I'm going to show you how you can use templates in the editor librarian for the multipoly to help you to create sounds based on existing analog synths. So the multipoly is a very complex and powerful synth, but it's actually really easy to get into programming. So I've started creating my own sound sets for it, and it really sort of takes on or carries on from what Korg started with the mod wave. So I've got some sound sets and I've got some tutorials. I've got some coming up from various different areas. But in this video, I wanted to show you how you use the templates and how you can really recreate some of those classic synth sounds on the multipoly. I've got to carry out this first and say I haven't got a Minimoog, Prophet 5, an ARP Odyssey, or any other classic synths here. Got some interesting synths, but not those classics. So I'm using my ear from listening to the recordings. I've got a few virtuals as well to do the comparisons as well. But I'll just show you how it works, and then you can have a go at doing it yourself. So what you heard at the intro there was a couple of sounds I've already created, but what we're going to do is start from scratch. And if you go to templates here, you'll see there are a number of templates in there. Mini template is a Minimoog. Monopoly is the Korg Monopoly. MS-20, the MS-20. Odyssey is the ARP Odyssey, and the Pro N is the Prophet 5. I'm going to start with the Odyssey one. You don't have to use these templates. You can actually just go into the init performance and go through the settings and match those synths anyway. So it's up to you, but I'll show you how the templates work. So I'm going to start with an ARP Odyssey. It just so happens that I've got an ARP Odyssey, the virtual version from the Korg collection. So I'm not doing this like for like, really, and I'm not really doing it with an actual vintage instrument. But the vintage ones are aged now, aren't they? So they're not all going to sound the same anyway. So, but this will give us a reference to see how close we are. And for example, here's the In the Cage solo, which we couldn't use to compare it. But let's go to the Odyssey template. What do the templates do? Well, the performances that have been saved, and they have a number of configurations set for you. So in terms of the emulating the classic synths, you've got the oscillator types, you've got some additional settings, you've got the filter models, you've got the amp models, and you've also got the envelope models as well. So if I go and look at the Prophet 5 one, this is one I've been playing about with a bit recently. I've actually got a set of Prophet 5 sounds that I'm going to release soon. Here you can see maximum notes is set to 5. It's Prophet 5, which you would think, well, what does that matter why you want to restrict it? Well, if you wanted to recreate that sort of vintage synth feel, it actually makes a difference to how, when you start playing, when you only got a limitation of 5 notes, you have to adjust your playing. So that's a nice way of recreating that. But of course, you can change it in 10 or unlimited, whatever you've got there. You've got 8, up to 8, or dynamic. Different to the mono mode as well, which we'll use the mono mode for the Odyssey one. We've got there, you can see, so I've selected the Prophet one. It's choosing the Prophet low pass filters and the Prophet amp and the Prophet's envelopes. If you see it, you can manually select those. So I've just started with the Odyssey one. By default, it's got the sync and the ring modulator switched on. I would usually have the ring modulator switched off, and I'd also probably have the sync switched off when I'm playing Odyssey type sounds. But so I'll just switch those off as well. So first of all, oh, and there's also, you can hear the pitch envelope on the filter as well, and on the second oscillator, which is controlled by the knob control 4. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that for now and take that pitch off and just have them both. Okay, so if we go back to here, I'm just going to knock the effects off on these. So there's our lead sound. It's got some portamento, which I think the template has as well. Not as bright sound because the filter's down. I've got resonance on there and there's no resonance here. So if I want to make like for like, let's just turn the resonance down and we can turn the filter up. Now if we play about with this tuning, you can straight away hear that you can straight away hear that really nice sort of Odyssey sound. The other nice thing on the multi-poly as well that's not on the mod wave is the pitch modulation via the wheel is all set up as well. So I normally go and do that, but this is already in the template. So that straight away you can hear that. So now we can just adjust that to ear to suit that other sound. This sound, for example, I'm looking at, this is just an example, the In the Cage sound that I made is using the filter envelope, not quite at the top there. So to emulate that, I could just drop the filter down. Let's put it down there and put the intensity up. It's not quite 100% on this one. So now I go to the filter. We see we've got this one here. Basically, I just had a bit of release to emulate what I did on this one. And just turn that cutoff down and put the intensity up though. Right, there you go. So it's a bit bright, I would say. I'm not trying to recreate that exact pattern, just trying to show you. But there you go. I can just tone that down a bit. So there you go. So within the template and a few tweaks, we've got sort of a classic Odyssey type sound. So in terms of filter, we've got two filters on the multi-poly. So that these are the two filters, a low pass and then a high pass. In serial, they pass through each other. Let's have a listen. So if we open we close the high pass off, you can hear we're not getting anything through. Now we're getting the full low pass filter. It's actually the same as putting it into parallel and not using this filter, because here you can choose which filter it goes to. So that's not an Odyssey thing, that's part of the multi-poly. That gives you a really interesting options of routing these oscillators through different filters. But anyway, back into serial mode. That's passed it all through. We can just drop off a bit of that low end doing that. So maybe the designers have added that just to drop off a bit of the low end to make the multi-poly low pass filter closer to the Odyssey one. The other thing it emulates as well is the VCA. So here you can see it's modeling the VCA of an ARP Odyssey. You can change that to other synths. These have an effect of, especially on the drive. So let's have a listen if we can tell the difference. It's subtle, but you should be able to. So that's the Odyssey model. If I go to the monopoly, the Mini. So I guess you can't really hear so much on that, but if I drive it quite hard and put it back to the Odyssey model, and then put it to the monopoly, or linear, say the clean one. So now you can start to hear some differences. So I think it's when it's being overdriven, and I suppose the LFO and everything else makes a difference. Just going back to the filters, in case you're thinking what difference these filters make. So here's the filters. We're using this monopoly one, but there is a profit one. I found that particularly the SEM one, which is the Oberheim one, I think that makes, or in the Oberheims, I think that makes a big difference. But the MS-20 is a different style filter to, say, the Profit and the Minimoog. Let's have a listen. On the mod wave, they modeled the Poly 6. It's quite a soft filter, and then when you put the MS-20 filter, it's quite harsh. So let's have a listen. Let's take that drive down. So the Minimoog one, Profit, and the Sem. So you can see it's subtle differences, but there are a difference. And if we start to turn this resonance down, there you can hear that softer on the monopoly. On the MS-20, you can hear more harmonics coming at the top. And if I perhaps Profit, and the Sem. So it makes a big difference actually. So when you start using the, I've been doing some Oberheim type sounds, sort of big sort of brass sounds, that it does make a difference, those filters. Especially with resonance. There you go, look at the difference to that one. So you can hear that with the resonance, especially, the filters make a big difference. So you can play about with those filters and sort of get the best emulation, I suppose, if you're trying to do an emulation. But the templates like set it up for you quite nicely. So that's the idea behind the templates. There is all these templates, and you just use them as your basis and start building on. What I would probably do, and what I'm going to do is, for example, I prefer the one without the pitch lane and the syncing on there, although it does sound quite good. But I think I prefer it without the pitch modulation on the second envelope, on the second oscillator, and without the ring and sync. So you can make your own templates. It's pretty simple. I can turn those off. I can set that as let's take that off the pitch envelope, and I'm going to get rid of the pitch envelope completely. Leave a bit tuning apart, open the filter up a bit. So that's my basic template. So what I can call that, I can call it, and sorry, Bill, put my own stamp on it. And then you just give it a collection. So you could actually put it in the template collection, or you can put it in your own collection. Let's save that as new. Okay. And I'll save the master performance as well. So now I'm happy with that one. So now I go to templates. Now you can see I've got my Odyssey template. So I can start playing back with those sounds now. I've just quickly made that sound. So I'm not trying to make... So I can play about the filter now. I've just... so I can play back with these templates now. I've just rolled off the attack on there, on the filter, put a bit of filter cut off, bit of resonance on there. And I'm pretty close to the one that I have on this Odyssey one. So that's templates. Really interesting idea, easy to use and easy to make your own as well. So it's well worth checking out. If there's any areas of the multipoly you want me to talk about, then please let me know and I can do a video on those. Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and support us. Thanks for watching.